we are going to do two examples and questions from exercise 10.2. Okay, which is related with ratios almost, and few other questions which we miss in other topics like proportions and conversions. Whatever we miss, maybe they appear here. So those questions only we are going to solve. Now coming to this, listen. Arfan is following a recipe for seasoning blend that requires sea salt, black pepper, and paprika. He's following a recipe for a seasonal blend that requires these three things: sea salt, black pepper and paprika. Now, according to recipe, the ratio of grams of sea salt to grams of black pepper should be 1:2. What is saying? Sea salt 2. Sea salt 2. I'm writing as ratio. Black pepper. Grams of sea salt to grams of black pepper. I'm just writing BP, which means black pepper. That is in the ratio of 1:. Watch. And the ratio of grams of black pepper to grams of paprika. What it is? Black pepper to grams of paprika. Black pepper to grams of paprika. That equals to 4:3 ratio. You can ask me in other questions, whenever the 2 comes, I used fraction. Here also you can see the ratio of grams of sea salt. You can see here 2, 2. Whenever 2 comes, like sea salt to black pepper to paprika, whenever the 2 comes, we did problems by using fraction. But now we are going with ratio because they mentioned here ratio thing. So even I wrote this given part also in ratio. Now, what is the question? How many grams of paprika should Arfan use to make 108 grams of seasoning blend? Got it? How many grams of paprika should Arfan use to make 108 grams of seasoning blend? So what they are saying, seasoning blend equals to 108 grams. They are asking how many grams of paprika are used in it. Grams of paprika is how much? This is the question. So here is a part of complete blend. It is not the whole thing. So what part of paprika is actually? We don't know that. But here if you notice these two things, these two ratios, you can notice something. Here black pepper in 2 ratios, but you can see here it is in 2 and 4. I know watch it. And you can notice here black pepper and black pepper. They are in what ratio? Like the numbers are different. So I just want to keep black pepper in same thing. Like just if here it is take the number 4. So what I do is I multiply this ratio by 2. The complete ratio I'm multiplying, not the only the black pepper part. Just like in the fraction part, some fractions we do like this 2 by 4 to make. So it's like just multiplying. It's like we are just multiplying 1 by 2 with 2, which means it's 2 by 4. 2 by 4 means it's still 1 by 2 only. So that's what I did. I just multiplied ratio with 2. So why I did like that? So that it will convert like this. Sea salt to black pepper, that equals to 2:4, and then black pepper to paprika, that equals to 4:3. Now you can see this both of them are 4. Black pepper is same in the same ratio. Now black pepper is in the same ratio. We have to find grams of paprika. So how can we find the grams of paprika? If I write this part like the total ratio, let me write ratio salt to black pepper to paprika is equals to 2:4:3. Do you agree with me?
Wait, how did you do that? 2:4 and 4:3.
First,
How?
you can see here black pepper is in what ratio? 1:2. I just multiplied by 2. I can multiply with another number also, but I multiplied by 2 because I want to turn black pepper as 4, because in the other ratio the given black pepper is 4. So I just turn the black pepper in the first ratio as 4 by multiplying by 2. Multiplying by 2 means like it 1:2 we multiplied by 2 means what is the meaning of that? It become 2:4, which means if you cross out and write, it is still 1:2 only. Got it? So that's how I turned it into 2:4. And then now you can see this black pepper is same. Black pepper is 4 in this complete ratio, and paprika is 3 in the complete ratio and sea salt is 2 in the complete ratio. Now I just wrote all together 2 is to 4 is to 3. Got it? So now let me write total ratio parts are 2 plus 4 plus 3, which is 9. Now here paprika is 3 and total are 9. So what do we need to find? Grams of paprika. So what is the paprika ratio? Ratio of paprika is 3 by 9. Got it? Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fraction of or ratio of fraction of paprika equals to 3 by 9. The question is in 108 blends, 108 grams, what is the grams of paprika? So that is the amount of paprika is 3 by 9th of 108 grams. The amount of sea salt is 2 by 9th of 108 grams. The amount of black pepper is 4 by 9 of 108 grams. So if we just do 3 by 9 of 108 grams, that will be our paprika's ratio. So you just need to cross out few things. 9 times 1, 9 times how much, Babu? 9
Hmm.
tens, 90, 9 twelves, 6 grams. Same model question what we did. This is in exercise 10.2. So in a trial mix, the ratio of pistachios to walnuts. Let me write it here. I'm just writing P instead of that full thing. Ratio of pistachios to walnuts. I'll just write it in ratio only so that you'll connect with the previous one. Or you can do this problem by using fraction also. Pistachios to walnuts is 5 is to 6. The ratio of walnuts to cashews, that equals to 4 to 15. I'm writing it as 4 is to 15. If the ratio of pistachios to cashews in the trial mix is to C, that equals to 2 is to K, what is the value of K? K value is how much they are asking. So how come this problem is related to the previous one? You can see here clearly. Walnuts is common. It must be same. So to make it same, what do I need to do? Here it is 6 and here it is 4. Walnuts is different. I just want it to be balanced. So what I do is, how can I do that? How can I turn this 6 to 4? How can I turn this 4 to 6? You can take anything. What I do is, I take second one now. You can take first one also. I'll multiply this by 1.5. Then 4 into 1.5 becomes 6. So it changes to P is to W equals to 5 is to 6. I'm not changing that. W is to C, that equals to 1.5 into 4 is 6. 1.5 into 15 is 22.5. 4 in 1.5 into 4, 5 4s 20, 5 4 1s 4, 5 6, 6.0. In the same way, 1.5 into 15, which is 5 5s 25, 5 1s 5, 6, 7. So for that, you'll be getting 22.5. Now you can see the cashews is 6. Not cashews, it's walnuts. Walnuts is 6. What do we need? We need P is to C ratio they given. Then what is the value of K? What is the P is to C ratio now? They are in proper format now. P is to C ratio actually we have here is 5. I'll just write directly. What is P is to C? P is to C, we have 5 is to 22.5 here. You got it?
Yeah.
And they given P is to C, which is equals to 2 is to K. So I'll read the question again for you. The ratio of P is to W is 5 is to 6. The ratio of W is to C is 4 is to 15. If the ratio of P is to C, they given to us P is to W, they given to us W is to C, but they did not given to us P is to C. They did not given. We found that after putting them in a balanced form. This is in a balanced form because you can see walnuts is same. That's why it's a balanced form. Here it is not balanced form because the walnuts is different. In the previous question, something is not balanced. Then we balance and then we solve problem. In the same way now it is balanced. We can take P is to C is 5 is to 22.5. And they mentioned in the question P is to, if the ratio of P is to C in the trial mix is 2 is to K, what is the value of K? I'll just equate them. I'll just equate these two things and then we'll get it.
Come on.
Yeah. So it will be 5 by 22.5, that equals to 2 by K. So K equals to 2 into 22.5 divided by 5. It's completely forwarded to there and K forward to here. So after solving this, 22.5 into 2, that will be 45, and by 5 K value is directly equals to 9. Got it? So if the ratio of y is to 2.4, so you can write this as fraction format. Y by 2.4 is equivalent to, equals to 2.7 divided by 3.6. So what is the value of y? So here, first of all, whenever the decimal point 0.4 to other side, so that will be 3 by 4 into 2.4. So y equals 3 by 4 multiply by 24 by 10. Why I did like this? Why I did not multiply directly? Because the given options are in fractions. If you multiply, then your answer will be in decimal. To not to get your answer in decimal, you have to turn this decimal to this format, fraction format. Now 4 times 1, 4 times 6. So, and again you can cross out this one. 2 times 3, 2 times 5. So the answer is y equals to 3 into 3 by 5, which is y equals to 9 by 5. Clear? So you need to be aware of options. If you just keep on solving, you'll get answer in decimal. Don't do that. You need to get fraction. So do the changes to get your solution in fraction. 10.2 question number 2. A model of a building has a scale where a width of 5 inches in model represents an actual width of 16 feet. Scale, building has a scale where width of 5 inches in model, actual width 16 feet. So what they are saying here,
5 by 16 equals
5
x.
inches,
5,
5
then cross
inches equal to 16 feet. I'm just writing the calculation part. Now, a room in the building has an actual width of 10 W feet, which expression represent the width in inches. So they given 10 W feet and they're asking their answer in inches. So what we do, we need feet. So we need inches. So that we have to cross out feet. So write down feet here. And then what we have, we'll use this as feet comes in the denominator. So what I'll write as 5 inch by 16 feet. So 5 inch by 16 feet. Both are same according to the question. If you cross out, it's 1. You're multiplying with 1 actually. Right? So feet cross out. So the answer will be 10 times 50 by 10 times 5 W by 16 inch. So that will be 50 by 16. So 2 times 5, 2 times 8. 5 times 5, 25 by 8 W inches. So option B is correct. The question number 3. As a submarine descends into the deep ocean, descends means goes down. So let's say this is a submarine. It goes inside the ocean. It descends, something like this. You need to imagine it goes even lower or something like that. The pressure it must withstand increases. What he said, as submarine goes deep the ocean, the pressure it withstand increases. If it is going deep, the pressure increases at an altitude of minus 700 meters. Minus 700 means in the bottom, not on the top. Plus 700, 0, let's say not here, 0 will be here, and the bottom will be minus 700 and the above will be plus 700. So this one we consider it as minus 700 randomly. 700 meter. The pressure is, at this point, the pressure is 50 atmosphere. You can write this as altitude or depth. This is altitude and this is pressure. At an altitude of minus 900. This is minus 700 and this is, let's say this is minus 900 meter. What is the pressure? 70 atmosphere. For every 10 meters, the submarine descends, the pressure it faces increases by n. For every 10 meters, there will be increase in pressure. 10 meters altitude, I'll write it here. 10 meters deep it goes, there will be n amount of atmosphere increase. What is this n? Do you understood?
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
That is the question. So we have to solve it now. Where n is the constant, what is the value of n? So how can we find the value of n? First of all, we need to find what, for the altitude difference. What is the difference in this altitude? 200 meters, right?
Yeah, and same with the other one.
It's 20.
That is
The change in altitude, I'll just write change in altitude, that equals to 200 meters, and change in pressure equals 20 atmosphere, right?
change of pressure is how much?
Hold on. Here 70 minus 50, 20. Change in pressure is 20 meter, 20 atmosphere.
Hmm.
For 200 meters depth, for the 200 meters deep, it is 20 atmosphere. For 200 meters altitude, the deep it go, the pressure is 20 atmosphere. What we need? We need for 10 meter. We need for 10 meter, it is n. We don't need for 200 meters. We got for 200 meters, 20 atmospheres. What is for 10 meter? Just cross multiply, you get it. Or else you can do conversion method also. Or else you can do the some other method also. So I'll just cross multiply this for 10 meter, n atmosphere in there because I missed to write all units. 200 meters into n atmosphere, that equals to 20 atmosphere, 20 atmosphere into 10 meter. We need n atmosphere equals to 20 atmosphere into 10 meter, sorry, that divided by 200 meter. This meter cross out, 1 0, another 0, this 0, this 0, and this 0, this 2 times 1, 2 times 1. So n atmosphere equals to 1 atmosphere. So we can write n value directly as 1. N atmosphere equals to 1 atmosphere. So n value is 1. The other way of doing is this by conversion. I'll do it by that way also. We need 10 meter equals to, I'll just do it, 10 meter equals to how many atmosphere. So we need to cross out this meter. So the information we have is this. So I'll write it as divide by meter, which means I'll write 200 and then 20 atmosphere. So I can cross out this 0, this 0, this 0, this 0 gone, and then 2 times 1, 2 times 1. So the remaining is meter, meter also gone. So it's remaining 1 into atmosphere. 1 atmosphere is the answer. N value is 1. So this is method 2. You can do it in this way also. There is another method to convert it into 1 meter, then multiply by 10. That also fine. But it is fine. Method 1 and 2 is fine by now. Had you understood how I solved it? Question number 9, exercise 10.2. An 8-inch by 10-inch piece of cardboard costs $2. If the cost of piece of cardboard is proportional to its area, what is the cost of a piece of cardboard that is 16-inch by 20 inches? So you need to understand question well so that you can do it. An 8-inch by 10-inch piece of cardboard. Let's say this is 8-inch by 10-inch. Let's say this will be 8-inch and this will be 10-inch of cardboard. Cost $2. If the cost of piece of cardboard is proportional to its area, what he said, the cost of piece of cardboard, what do we know? Cost of piece of cardboard, cost of piece cardboard, cost of piece of cardboard is what he said, that proportional to its area, which means that equals to its area. You got it? The proportionality symbol is different, that this value is equals to area of its. Got it? So what is the cost here? What is the cost? We know $2. What is the area? 10 into 10 inch into 8 inch. You got my? So here now, what is the cost of piece of cardboard that is 16-inch by 20-inch? They given 10-inch by 8-inch
So the
is
answer will be 4.
$2. Then 16-inch by 20-inch cost is how much? 16-inch by 20-inch cost is how much? So how can we do that? So turn it into area, first of all, 10 into 8. So that will be, so the same thing I'm turning into area, like $2, which is equals to 80 inch square. And how many dollars for the same 16 into 20, which is 16 to 32, and 0, 320 inch square. So 80 inch square is $2, 320 inch square is how much? That's the question. So how can we do that? You can do it by conversion method, or you can just normally cross multiply also, you'll get it. You just consider this as x. So this way, $2 into 320 inch square, that equals to 80 inch square into x. So $2 into 320 inch square divided by 80 inch square, that equals x. In square cancel, 0 0 cancel. 8 times 1, 8 times 4 is 32. So x value is 2 into 4, $8. $8. Number 10. For the values of x and y, the ratio of x to y is ratio of x to y is equals 15 to 19, 15 by 19. If x increased, they said x increased by 50%. So how to write x increased by 50% means
Cutting off.
x increased by 50% means x plus 50% of x. That is the meaning of that. If x increased by 50%, that is the meaning of that. I'm just doing deep, like it's not required, but you, if you know, it's the answer is actually 50. The final answer you get as 1.5, 50 by 100. So 0 0 out. So that equals to x plus 0.5 of x. So x common, and then 1 plus 0.5, then it is 1.5x. So x increased by 50% means 1.5x. What must y be multiplied by? What must y be multiplied by in order to maintain same ratio? What is the given question? The given x by y, that equals to 15 by 19 given. And later they said this value increased to this, which is 1.5x it increased. And then now the question is, this equals to 15 by 19. X value increased to that, fine, increased to 50%, fine, we wrote. What must be y be multiplied? Mister, you need to multiply this y with something. What is that something? So that it will remain same. What is that value you need to multiply y with so that the complete ratio remains same? That is 1.5. If you multiply y with 1.5, so that the complete thing will be in the same ratio. Got it? Why this is 1.5? Why? Because if you cross out this 1.5, you remain with the same thing what you started with or what they given. That's why the multiplier is 1 by 5, to put it in the same ratio. So that 1.5 on the top and bottom will cut off, will be with same ratio. That's why we are multiplying y with 1.5.